guys, what's up? My name is Rachel and welcome back to my channel, Reading with Remy. Today I'm going to be bringing you my October TBR via the updated Remy's Bookopoly. Without further ado, we're just gonna jump into the rolls. Right, so I'm basically just gonna briefly kind of talk about what's different. So obviously, most of it's different, honestly. The only thing that really didn't change is the communities and the chances are in the same positions, and all of the corners are the same. Middle grade or graphic novel or manga did not move, but basically everything else has changed. So I'm just gonna briefly run through what we've done. We were finding it difficult to find things with some of the colors that we had chosen, so we've kind of revamped them. So Go is still Treat Yourself, obviously. And then our purples are now just young adult or adult. So within that, you get to choose anything as long as it's classified as a young adult or an adult. And then we have our contemporaries. They used to be broken into young adult and adult contemporary, and we've decided to just make them all contemporary. And then historical fiction and historical fantasy stayed the same, but instead of there being poetry there, it's ebook or audiobook now. Which I'll still probably end up reading some poetry if I choose ebook, just because that's really the only ebooks that I read, unless it's an NetGalley arc. But I don't currently own any physical poetry books that I have not read, so it was making it hard for me to get to my TBR, which is what I'm trying to do, is break down my own TBR some. And then next to that we have our fantasy. Paranormal and urban was over here, and now it's just fantasy. And then when you come around the corner, this didn't change a whole lot. We had it broken into mystery, thriller, and domestic thriller, and we just decided to just make it all mystery thriller. And then over here, where we had sci-fi and dystopian before, it's all just sci-fi now. Dystopian kind of falls into sci-fi, I feel like, a lot of times. It either does that or it falls into urban fantasy, so... And we don't actually have that many dystopian. It's a genre that's kind of going away, I feel like. So we switched to sci-fi. And then around the corner we used to have YA and adult fantasy over there, and now we just have kind of our miscellaneous color category. So we have urban fantasy, paranormal, and then the one that I'm actually kind of excited about, this one, is modern classic. So that's anything that was written and published after 1900. Which is a little more modern, like Jane Eyre and all that's older, so it works, I checked. And then next to that we have TBR Vet instead of memoir or a nonfiction, and basically that means something that has been on a TBR that I did not get to, or something that I previously DNF'd but wanted to give another chance. So if I land on that, that's what will happen there. And then the blue ones didn't change, and they're just classics. However, now they have to be published before 1900, because we have the modern classic space. So, yeah, so that's my board. Roll one. The first roll I landed on graphic novel or manga, and for this I'm going to choose Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Promise. I just recently moved in with my parents, so I don't have a physical copy, it's with them. Because I'm living with them until I can afford rent in Birmingham. But anyway, insert cover here. I do actually own this book, just it's not here. So, yeah. This basically follows the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show that was on Nickelodeon after the events, after it wraps up, after the final season. I don't really know anything else other than that. I've seen this on BookTube a lot lately, and I think that's because it just came out on Netflix. But I'm not mad about it. I'm definitely looking forward to reading more of this world, more of these characters. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's an incredible show, very high quality. I can't believe it was a children's show, so I'm very excited to read more of it. And I honestly wish there were more seasons, so this will be good. Roll two. So my second roll, I landed on contemporary, and with the board update, I can pick any contemporary that I want, and so I have decided to pick Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. This is also currently at my parents' house, so I'm going to insert another cover right here. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I know that it follows a girl who likes to plan everything and gets invited to go glamping with basically like a long lost friend. From what I gathered, they're not really friends anymore, or they don't hang out as much as they used to. But she gets invited to go glamping with them, and her mom talks her into it and she goes for it, and I'm sure there's a romance because Jen Bennett always has a knack for cute little romances that pop up out of nowhere. So I'm hoping it's as good as Alex approximately. We'll see. I really did enjoy that one, so hopefully this is good. Roll 3. There we go. Okay, and for my third roll, I landed on fantasy. I don't actually own a copy of this book yet, but I have it pre-ordered. And for that, I'm going to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. If you haven't heard of this book, I don't know where you've been on BookTube lately. It's everywhere. This book comes out on October 6th and follows a girl named Addie who has made a deal with the devil that she will never age or grow old, but the catch is no one will remember her until one day someone remembers her and things just kind of happen from there. That's all I really know about it. That's all I need to know about it. I love V.E. Schwab's writing. I finally finished the Vicious duology and really enjoyed it way more than I expected to. Obviously I loved Vicious, but I was a little hesitant about Vengeful, but it ended up being very, very good. And I have also read the first, I'm gonna say like 1.5 of the Cassidy Blake series. I'm currently in the middle of the second one, so that's why it's 1.5. And I've also read the first one in the Monsters of Verity duology and really enjoyed it. I just need to like get on with it and read Our Dark Duet, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to plug her new one in when I landed on fantasy. It was just too perfect, so I'll be reading that this month. And roll 4. My fourth roll was mystery/thriller, and for that I'm going to do The Night Swim by Megan Golden, which is also at my parents' house, so insert cover here. I don't know a ton about this one. I know it is about someone who has a podcast that's basically like a true crime podcast, and she ends up going back to her hometown for whatever reason, and there's like an Olympic swimmer who's involved in a crime, like a murder. I don't really know anything else, but I've heard incredible things about Megan Golden's writing. I've been wanting to read her book, The Escape Room, for a really long time. Book of the Month had The Night Swim on their picks for the month of August, because I skipped September. It was August. And I couldn't pass up the chance to read one of her books after I'd heard so many amazing things about The Escape Room, and that's very high on my list as well. So I picked it up. I don't really know a whole lot, but I'm going off recommendations by people that I really trust, that she's an amazing author, and it sounds intriguing anyway. I love things that have to do with Olympic athletes, so I'm here for it. Roll 5. My fifth roll was friend/sister pick, and my sister has decided that I need to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is also at my parents' house, so again, insert cover here. But this one is about a girl who decides she's going to get to the bottom of a murder mystery that happened in her town a couple years ago. A young girl goes missing, and everyone assumes that her boyfriend did it because he shortly after commits suicide. And our main character doesn't believe that that's quite what happened, so she's determined to get to the bottom of it, and apparently some people start pushing back at her. Some forces don't want her to find out what it is, and so it just sounds like it'll be really interesting. I've heard incredible things about this book as well. Everyone on BookTube who's read it has loved it, so I definitely want to get to this. And I've had it for a while. I got it in my book of the month like in February or something outrageous like that, so it's time. I need to get it off my TBR. Bonus roll! Okay. My last roll was just a YA, and for that I have chosen Dumplin' by Julia Murphy. I actually have this in physical because my sister owns it. But I don't know a whole lot about this other than there's a Netflix movie that I watched, so like that's what I'm going off of, although it may not be exactly the same because the book is often better than the movie. But basically this follows our main character Willow Dean, who is a plus-size girl, and she decides she's going to join the local beauty pageant, and basically just breaking down like stereotypes of what makes you beautiful and what a stereotypical pageant girl should look like. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really fun, so I'm hoping that the book is better than the movie like it so often is. So we've had this for a while, so I really just need to like go for it. And I had a lot of heavier, well not really heavier, but bigger, like more thought-inducing books on my TBR so far, so I wanted to go for a YA that was light and fluffy, and I feel like this will definitely fit the bill, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about my new updated Remy's Bookopoly board, be sure to drop them in the comments below, and I would love to answer them for you guys. If you have any of these books on your TBR, let me know. I'd be interested to see what you think of it as you read it. So, and if you've read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts down below as well. Yeah. So be sure to hit that thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more awesome content, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye!